will not get a shot. We're straight into the second semi-final here, and what a lineup we've got. It's going to be another tough race.
Yeah, it's definitely a fair lineup in the second semi-final. Kendrick Louis from Newport, teammate Dane Farrell. You can't go past them. Jay Furness from Manly. Over the page, more Newport boys. Max Brooks. You've got the newly Northcliffe, New Zealand member of the series, Corey Taylor, flying the flag high.
And once again, we see the guys all lined up on that southern side. They'll run down. They saw the first semi-final go round. Do you think it'll be much of the same in terms of tactics?
I think the boys are actually heading further south. They're hitting that rip a little bit further south to get to the can, I guess, on the angle that the rip's running. So trying to make the most of that. No one wants to swim further than they have to.
And the man you've picked at the start there, Kendrick Louis, leading them out. A little smile there from Mitch Allen from Wanda. The boys are having fun down here in round one of the Summer of Surf, and that's what it's all about, having a good time on the beach. As they make their way back home, Kendrick Louis out in front doing a great job. Dane Farrell, his teammate, alongside him there. So watch these Newport boys. We saw them do so well last year in the Summer of Surf. They really stamped their authority, and definitely Kendrick Louis out in front.
Yeah, the boys they're coming back on a straight line, a little bit different to the other races today, giving themselves that chance to get these little bump. It is standing up where they are. Kendrick, he's done well to get the most out of that.
Yeah, but couldn't get down it, could he? That's what it's about, kicking so hard at the moment, trying to push down over the top, but he'll certainly get this one.
He's going to come down with his teammate, Dane Farrell. Great body surfing there, holding the body as stiff as possible, planing with one arm and milking it with the other, just swimming, having a breath. Plenty of kick going on here, trying to get through that inside gutter and breaking away from the field.
That's the best surf skills we've seen all day. And there's more surf skills on the next wave. Jay Furness there from the Manly Club in the sky blue cap. Looks like a couple more Newport caps there, so they'll be in the mix all day. And then the trouble's on for these guys. They've fallen off the back on the right-hand side, but there's 4, 5, 6 out in front at the moment. So could this be a race-defining moment here? Opening leg, opening wave, 6 out in front.
It certainly sets your race up when you get up and you run around the flags with these other guys. There's only a small group there, and they're all very good and very accomplished in their own right. So you want to have that break on the rest of the squad for sure.
Jackson Maynard out in front, leading them around there. So he's another great craft competitor there. He'll be very happy with his opening swim leg as he heads around there. That's Tannen Linden in second place. Jay Furness in there. Kendrick Louis. It looks like Dane Farrell. Max Brooks as well. So Tannen Linden, one of the best board paddlers in the field. You'd expect him to go straight to the front alongside Jackson Maynard's there. These boys aren't waiting around for the rest of the field. They're going hard at it, aren't they?
Yeah, this certainly is a very stacked semi-final, so the boys have to work. That's Kendrick Louis there on the red board on screen.
More fluoro from the boys. They're loving it at the moment. Corey Taylor there. A little bit of work to do alongside Hayden White and Mitchell Allen there, as well as Matt Bevilacqua. So guys you'd expect to be up at the front, some of the best Ironman in the field. A little bit of work to do, sitting around the red zone and somewhere you don't want to be.
Certainly got to make the most of these little breaks when you do get them. The boys unlucky coming in that swim leg, and sometimes it sets their race up for a poor result.
This is TJ Hendy, son of the great Trevor Hendy, heading out, and we can just see him taking a look around. He's looking for the waves coming in. How much is it about putting your head down? And as we see them roll under on the outside. So this Outer Bank's really starting to push, and it looks like Jackson Maynard pushes through while Tannen Linden's been belted there, and he's, again, stuck in the white water, so really struggling. We can see how difficult it is. How hard is it to paddle in that white water?
Losing all momentum as you stop and go underneath a wave like that, getting sucked back to the beach. It's pretty hard to get your board up and running again, and you can see guys just sneaking around the outside. So it had to be done because it was a fair size wave, plenty of punch in it, and the boys have just got to keep moving.
Perfect for the likes of Matt Bevilacqua and Hayden White, who had a little bit of work to do. It slowed the back markers up. No trouble here for TJ Hendy. He's probably the best board paddler in the field, a lot of experience and a great pedigree.
Yeah, he looks so natural on the board. Does it very easy as Tanner's just taking in a few breaths on his stomach, breathing, recovering, resting, having a look around, seeing where he is, looking at the cans, counting numbers. It's constant to be counting numbers, seeing where you are.
You've spoken about that all day, counting numbers, being aware of where you are in the field. How much does experience come into play for that kind of thing in semi-finals?
So much experience, just depending on who you are and who's around you, knowing these conditions. It's only small, it's very tricky, so you have to be on your game, have to be very alert. These boys know how the others race, but being the first race of the season, no one's sure who's had a big off-season, who's been going well, who's been going hard at it over the past months.
And TJ definitely going hard at it as he makes his way to that first can. And the boys will be just resting up a little bit around the back here and then getting set for a big push on the way home.
Yeah, the boys certainly looking for waves coming back to the beach. There's not much out there today, but just picking their ways, resting when they can on their tummies, having a breath, turning the cans.
Tannen Linden looks like he's doing it tough there, rounding the first can. Matt Bevilacqua hot on his heels there, but Jackson Maynard out in front, making that board run so well. It looks like Jay Finesse in second place there with the light blue cap. Then the Newport boys around in third and fourth, so they won't let these leaders go. And nobody will run the board home better than TJ Hendy as they make their way in. We've got 5 around the cans. It looks like Matt Bevilacqua there rounds that last orange alongside Tannen Linden, who seems to be doing it a little bit tough at this point.
Yeah, he's encouraging someone or encouraging himself on the way in, and he's picking up that rating, chasing hard to get down that little bump, looking for a little lift, looking for assistance, trying to get down these waves. But Jackson Maynard's made the most out of that coming back to the beach.
And he'll just fall off that one, and these boys are going to get down the waves here as Jay Finesse pushes hard on the left-hand side. No, and misses it. So upsetting there for Finesse. And we've got a race in 3. It's Kendrick Louis on the left-hand side there, Dane Farrell in the centre, and then it's Jackson Maynard out in front as well as these two come down in 4th and 5th place. That's TJ Hendy as we ride on board alongside Jay Finesse. The boys have a little chat there. No hard feelings in this semi-final. They're just in to get through. A few little high fives and thumbs up there from Kendrick Louis. He seems like he's doing it easy.
Yeah, the Newport connection's going great. It's great to see Dane Farrell racing for the Newport club this season and really enjoying it. So it's all going well for him. You can't complain as he leads into this ski leg, the last leg.
As it's Dane Farrell from Jackson Maynard and Kendrick Louis. Look at Jay Finesse running hard. He knows how important it is to get on that ski, get it moving. But back in the red zone, Tannen Linden, he's counting numbers along with Hayden White to his right-hand side there as the boys get on the skis, try and get them moving and get through this break.
Plenty of urgency as the boys get on their skis and get their rating up. Kendrick Louis, a great ski paddler, technically very good. And he really winds that ski up as he gets through that break.
Max Brooks, Matt Bevilacqua, Mitchell Allen there, Tannen Linden. This is the red zone. They're not in at the moment. Hayden White's got a lot of work to do, but this is his best leg as we see him. Oh, pushes somebody out of the way there. So it doesn't help if the crowd's getting in the road as well, does it?
Oh, we need a bit of crowd control down here at Kurrawa, please.
It doesn't seem like it's rattled him too much, but he just cops one on the chest there. How tough is it once you get in to get the ski moving and then to get belted and go backwards?
Oh, it's all about momentum. You got to keep moving forward, and it's very hard once you get hit by a wave, especially something like that with having to roll that.
Yeah, it looks like Jackson Maynard just rolled underneath one there, so that's not great for him as the two Newport boys lead out in front. And look at the rest of the field come. That's Matt Bevilacqua there. There's 5, 6, 7 of those guys chasing just 5 spots. So there's going to be some big names miss out here.
It's all about momentum. Keep the boat moving, keep your rating up, especially once you get hit by the whitewater. You can see Hayden White using his legs there. He's steering with his feet as well, trying to manoeuvre his way through the break and not get hit by this whitewater.
And we see a couple of boys still getting cleaned up on the inside. Most of the big names out in front are out, but here is the race. We have Hayden White. Looks like he's out of the equation at the moment. He's got a lot of work to do to catch back up, and no problems up in front here for Kendrick Louis. Look at him. He slowed that rating down. Is that about conserving energy for the final?
Certainly about conserving for him. He knows he's around. Once you're around that can, it's generally fairly safe sailing back to the beach. So Kendrick conserving, knowing where he's at, just controlling himself, composing himself. He can see he's not rating very high now. As these boys are chasing, you can see they're chasing hard. They know the race is still on. It's not over.
It's not as calm at the back here as we see TJ Hendy really struggling to get there on that can. So the pressure builds. It's not even the fact that they're tired at the moment. It's the fact that the pressure's on. They know there's guys chasing. There's no dramas out in front for Dane Farrell and Kendrick Louis out in 1 and 2. Then it looks like it's Jackson Maynard holding on in 3 in front of TJ Hendy there, but the pressure's on. Jay Finesse rounds the can as well in the back of the screen there in the blue cap. And these boys are really going to have to work if they want to stay in front, because there's 10, 11 guys here who can steal the final 6 spots. No problems for Kendrick Louis. Look at the power he's putting down there. That's great ski technique, and that's great leg drive.
And you see he's come to the right of screen, further south. Oh, it's Hayden White's really pushing to get down a bump.
What about the rating there from Hayden? He really wants this one, doesn't he?
Oh, he's got to get through. It's all about that top 8. Kendrick makes it look so easy. Picking a different line to teammate Dane Farrell to come back on the orange flag still. It paid off for him because he was a little bit behind. He got that wave.
Teammates, how good would it be training with these two out in front? Two of the best in the sport. You know you're going to be at the top of your game if you're going around with these guys every day.
Oh, it'd be tough at training every day. It's always like, it's on, you know. You always want to be beating each other, and it's competitive if that's what you want. As Jackson Maynard's coming in, had a great race, come back from the clouds.
As the boys cross the line there, Hayden White counting numbers. He doesn't look happy at the moment. I think he may be on the outer. Matt Bevilacqua looks like he's just snuck through. Tannen Linden's got a lot of work to do as Hayden White's pushing. We can see everyone wants to know who's getting through. TJ Hendy, Jay Finesse is fine. It looks like Mitchell Allen's across. Matt Bevilacqua will get there. Max Brooks as well. So this is where it ends. Who's going to miss out? Oh no, Tannen Linden's gone. Hayden White is gone as well. Corey Taylor, three of the big names of the sport, will not be in the opening round of the Summer of Surf final. And this is our results sheet there out in front. No problem for the Newport pair in Kendrick Louis and Dane Farrell. Jackson Maynard, Jay Finesse, TJ Hendy, Mitchell Allen and Matt Bevilacqua. But what about the guys who will miss out? Tannen Linden, Nick Rogers, Corey Taylor, not in our final.